Hey, yes, here it is. Episode 2, Darin to be Different, recorded December 9th, 2024. My name is Sam Tallarico, biological son of Bobby Darin. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. I just posted a new episode, episode 2, to the Mixcloud platform. You can use the Mixcloud app, or you could go to mixcloud.com, subscribe or favorite the channel. This way you'll get notifications on when there's a new episode posted. And you could do a search in a tag for Bobby Darin, the title of the show, or Darin to be Different, or the username, which is me, LAFOS, which stands for Lost and Found Oldie Show. What I want to do for the format for this program is I've got the headsets on here, and I'm going to be listening to the Bobby Darin songs that I played during the live radio show, and I'm going to listen to them now, and you're going to see my reaction. I'm going to give you my reaction and see if it jives with yours when you listen to these. Try to share some information about the records that I played, maybe why I played them, and things like that. Some of you are also very kind in posting comments on the YouTube channel or emailing me at lostoldies@yahoo.com, and I'll be addressing some of those as well. Kim Lucas, thank you so much. You had mentioned December, the 25th day of December, Bobby Darin's Christmas album. I hope to do another one of these within the next week or so. It'll be a Christmas show, but it's not going to feature like jingle bells and deck the halls and annoying contemporary versions of our favorite beloved holiday classics. It'll be definitely keeping. Yeah, I was in a grocery store the other day, and I don't know who the hell was wailing this version of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." There were so many runs in the damn thing. I thought it was a marathon or something. It was annoying as hell, and I just wish it would stop. I don't know. What do you think about that? I can't stand some of the versions of these holiday classics. But so thanks, Kim Lewis, for writing. Somebody indicated that you might be having a health problem. I hope that's not true, and I hope whatever it is going away. I started the Darin to be Different episode 2 podcast with something from the Milk Shows, which I think I'm going to do in every episode. Kick it off. The Milk Shows were recorded in 1963. Bobby Darin did little 5-minute fake concerts, and the snippets that I have are like for about a minute and a half. They were all put out on a CD a few years ago called The Milk Shows, and the one I played was the Rodgers and Hart, Thou Swell, which is a classic. So you'll get to hear Bobby Darin's version of that. But then I followed it up on the first episode. I had played Bobby Darin doing Just in Time. Just in Time is the title of the Broadway musical that's coming in the spring of 2025. And on the most recent Darin to be Different podcast, I played Jonathan Groff actually singing Just in Time. And I thought it was an interesting and appropriate comment here. Lyle G, thank you so very much. Yeah, you got to listen to the podcast first. If you're listening to this first without listening to the podcast, first of all, you won't be surprised by the Bobby Darin numbers that I have selected, and so this kind of might take away some of the fun for you. But Lyle, yep, oopsie, didn't know I had to listen to the podcast first. She recently, Lyle writes that she went to see David Campbell live for the first time. Lyle's from Australia. That's where David Campbell is from. David Campbell, if you don't know, played Bobby Darin in what was it called? Dream Lover? Yeah, Dream Lover. Wasn't that the name of the musical back in 2017 or 18? And got rave reviews, David Campbell did. And apparently, according to Lyle, David sang Splish Splash, Dream Lover and Things, talked a little bit about Bobby Darin, and apologized for not touring with the musical, yeah, Dream Lover, that's the name of it, and mentioned that Jonathan Groff is doing the Broadway production. Lyle's thought about Jonathan Groff, sampling him on YouTube, is that she's not all excited. She's not excited for Groff playing the role of Bobby Darin. She feels that Groff lacks the punch, metaphorically speaking, whereas David, on the other hand, could sing anything, and OMG, his swing and swagger is undeniable. And then she says, it's similar to listening to me going to a David Campbell concert. It's a musical history lesson and a nod to all the greats. Well, thank you so much for that. And love to get your feedback as well. There are people, somebody pointed out that if you watch Bohemian Rhapsody, the Glee TV show Glee, where the Glee cast did Bohemian Rhapsody, and I guess Jonathan Groff just like wails out the Queen classic or parts of it. It's worth seeing, and the guy is an actor, and he's a terrific actor, Tony winner. So let's give him a shot. He's definitely, somebody made a comment here that he's got a prettier voice than Bobby. That certainly may be true, but I don't think it takes away from the fact that the guy's really pleasant to listen to and to look at too. Let's face it. So, so let's start with the very first Bobby Darin record that I played. I'm gonna play it now and give you my thoughts. As I'm starting the record, and it's amazing, beautiful instrumentation, and it sounds a lot like the opening to Scarlet Ribbons. Scarlet Ribbons I played on the first Darin to Be Different podcast, the version by Sinead O'Connor, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. Now you think that he's going to start singing, but no, all of a sudden these little, almost like Italian, like you're on a gondola in Venice, kick in. So it's like, come on, sing the song. You got these little ooh-oohs in the background. All right, you going to start singing now, Bobby? Here he goes. I can give you stars that shine. Or the moon above. Yeah, Bobby Darin wrote this. A True, True Love, it's called. It was the B-side of a single. Oh, he gets in this little high range and register in his voice. Beautiful. All I have to give you is a true, true love. It's got a little 3/4 time, almost like a waltz. Nice. Anyway, it is the love theme from the movie If a Man Answers that Bobby Darin starred in with his wife, Sandra Dee, of course. It was the B-side of a single, 45 RPM, released on Capitol Records, of the A-side being If a Man Answers. This is so nice. I don't know anybody else that has covered this. If anybody knows anybody else that has covered this record, let me know. lostoldies@yahoo.com, or leave a comment down there. He's got a kind of a Dean Martin sort of quality to his voice here. Shane Brown, ultimate Bobby Darin guide, listener's guide. Man, what a piece of work here. I love this. Shane writes, it's a rather disappointing ballad with a slight tip of the hat to the country genre. Nah, I'm not hearing that. I don't hear any country. Bobby's performance is sincere enough, Shane writes, but the whole thing is over-orchestrated and frankly rather dull. Oh, man. This is where, Shane, I agree with him like probably more than 90% of the time, but this is where I totally disagree. TV Radio Mirror described it as simply maudlin, and he cites that from December 1926 issue of TV Radio Mirror. I think you got that little typo there. I think it's 1962. But anyway, A True, True Love, Bobby Darin. I played there. I also played, this record here, which certainly doesn't get a lot of airplay on radio stations and like Sirius XM that play Bobby Darin's music. It is called If You Were the Only Girl in the World. And it starts out, okay, those annoying female chorus, if you were the only girl in the world. And then Bobby Darin comes in and says, and I were the only boy. Now, this has definitely got some country influence to it. Nice. Nothing else can matter. Oof. It's got those tinkling pianos. Yeah, definitely kind of country here. Bobby Darin, Rare Capitol Masters is the album. Oh, there's those female vocalists again. Recorded possibly December 3rd, 1962. Maybe September 25th, 1962. Shane Brown is not sure. It says that Glenn Campbell is the probable guitarist on this record. So that makes it worth hearing. Okay, Bobby's vocals. Very sincere, very earnest. Maybe too earnest? I'm not liking it as much as True True Love. Harmonica Fats is one of the instrumentalists. Guess what he's playing? No, not the xylophone. The harmonica, yeah. I wonder if there's a xylophone Fats. Boom, chuck, chuck. Oh, here comes the swirling. Yeah. It's short. It's nice. Yeah. If you've never heard the song, listen to the Darin to Be Different podcast and let me know what you think about that. I think that's kind of nice. Also, I played a song written by Clark Van Ness and Jack Palmer. Now, who the hell are they? I don't know either. I meant to look them up, and I didn't. So, bad DJ me. This record was recorded December 13th, the 15th, somewhere around there in the year 1965. It was released as a single. Bobby Darin had moved from Capitol Records over to Atlantic by this point. And actually, a radio station in Wichita, Kansas was playing this song. It was the B-side on a lot of stations. The B-side meaning, the song that's on the flip side of the 45, the one that wasn't the hit single side. The hit single side was something called The Breaking Point. Shane Brown writes about that. Well, let me play it here and give you my reaction here to Silver Dollar. Don't you know that I'm a man without a woman? Oh yeah, got that Darin swagger, yeah. It's almost got kind of that Mac the Knife kind of swing to it. Swing meets country. Bobby Darin inventing genres. That's why I love this guy, man. Only one thing worse in the universe, and that's a woman without a man. You can throw a silver dollar down. There you go. Oh, this is great. Man, this is great. Hey, radio station KWBB in Wichita, Kansas. Was your pick hit of the week in January of 1966. Nobody was listening to the radio back then because everybody was watching Batman. Remember the Batman? Adam West, Burt Ward. Man, this is so great. Listen to this in the context of the other songs that I play, and here comes the big band kicking in. Oh, this is so great. Oh, gotta listen to it. In the context of all the other records that I play, it sounds really, really good. I think it just makes the case that Bobby Darin should be played more often on these standard stations, or oldie stations even. It's good. Shane Brown writes, it's another swing number, but the arrangement is far less cluttered than on The Breaking Point. It's classic Richard West orchestration, and Darin attacks it, chews it up, spits it out during the final half a minute or so. Yep, that's what I listen to now. One more time. Yeah. Hello, over. It is all over too quickly. Oh my God, you should hear this end. Oh, this is so great. Bam. Oh, you got to hear this. This is fantastic. There was room here for this to be one of the epic Darin West collaborations. Going to a commercial on YouTube. Why is YouTube with all the commercials all of a sudden? I can't play a video. I search for a video and I got to listen to one of those sponsored things, and they're all for things I don't have any desire, or I don't know why the algorithm thinks I'm interested in this. I have no idea. Anyway, it needed another. There is a room here for this to be one of the epic Darin Richard West collaborations, but it needed another run-through of the song for that to happen. And so the listener comes away feeling shortchanged. Yeah, sometimes I think a big problem with records is that they go on a little bit too long. But Silver Dollar, just the opposite. I think they could have added a few more minutes. Yeah, right on, Shane. Total agreement on that. Kick-ass Silver Dollar on the most recent Darin to Be Different radio show, episode 2. Played a little snippet from, I recorded this December 9th, 2024, from December 9th, 1962, I believe it was. A clip from What's My Line. You can see the whole show on YouTube, where Bobby Darin guest stars. And what I'm struck by on listening to that is, first of all, game shows back then were just so remarkably sophisticated. The performers, the celebrity 4 contestants really were interested in playing the games. They got laughs, sure, but it didn't seem like it was scripted like some of the current game shows, which I'm a sucker. I'll watch like an episode or two, and I usually don't make it all the way through because it's just trying too hard to be cool and clever and double entendre and stuff. But these were just like kind of classy, like I said, sophisticated contestants having a good time. And Bobby Darin gets on there, and wait till you hear the reaction from the audience. It's quite remarkable. I play a little snippet, like I said, kind of edited it together, so it's not the full performance there, but it's really worth hearing. I think you'll enjoy it very much. And when you can take into consideration that this was 1962, like I said, that would have made Bobby Darin what? He was born in 36, so 26 years old, 26, 27, something like that. Makes it all the more amazing to listen to. So great that we have historical relics like this. A lot of historical relics can be found on the Bobby Darin fan page YouTube channel, where they keep coming up with this stuff. I don't know where they get them, but kudos to administrators Shane and Karen for that. I ended the show with a live performance from 1963, recorded in November from the Flamingo, that Bobby Darin gives, that I think is just fantastic. I'm not going to spoil it here. I was supposed to do one of those guessing games where what's in the DJ head, what's the thread that all of these tie together, and it's so obscure that you would never get it unless you were in my head, which is a very scary place to be. So I'm not going to ruin it for you now, but I think you'll enjoy it if you've never heard it before. I hope you enjoyed today's Darin to Be Different podcast. By the way, I also played a record by Dion DiMucci, who writes very, very highly and favorably in his own memoir about Bobby Darin. And I'm always struck in Bobby Darin's folk phase. I played a song from an album from 1968, the same album that Abraham, Martin, and John, the Dion classic, was taken from. And I always wonder and speculate, what would Bobby Darin's career been like when he entered his own folk phase, to have that success and notoriety that Dion had with Abraham, Martin, and John, especially when we know how affected Bobby Darin was by Robert Kennedy's death. But to hear Dion's take of some of these classics in his own, it's just an amazing piece of work. And I hope you enjoyed the Dion track that I played for you. And I think that's about it. Leave a comment here. I enjoy doing this. Like I said, I think the next show I'm going to do is going to be that Christmas show. So I hope you'll tune in for that. And keep calm and listen to Darin. Thanks.